Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from armahobby. It comes in 1/72 scale, of course, and what we have here is F4F-4 Wildcat. As you can see, it's named as Operation Torch, and what I have here is the final shape of this release, so it means you are getting the same stuff as what you will see in this video review, so that's why it is interesting to take a look together and understand what is actually supplied in this nice box. First of all, I am usually saying that the box art is nice on this manufacturer kits, and this kit is not an exclusion. As you can see, we have really beautiful image of this aircraft in flight, and the kit number is written here, so it's 70065. We have also here the small note that inside you will find the plastic parts, decals and masks, so quite a package, and the box size is also standard for this brand, so here is comparison with my hand. Then if I flip it over here on the side, you can see the contents, what is supplied inside, but we already discussed it. And here we have also some warning notes about this plastic kit. On the rear side, you can see 3 marking options. So these are side profiles, but obviously we'll get the more detailed marking guides in the assembly manual, so we will talk about it later. And this is a side opening box, so here is what we have inside. All frames are packed together with the assembly manual and decals. And I'm going to open them right now and take a look together with you. So, in case you are interested in how this kit gets together, I assembled it previously, so you can find it easily on the YouTube channel which you are watching at the moment. And we are going to start with this gray plastic frame, so maybe I'll open the lenses so that you can see a bit more. And what we have here is the mix of the parts, because we have 2 fuselage halves which are molded together with the tail fins, but we also get the wing panels. So each side of the wing should be assembled out of 2 halves. As you can see, top is here and bottom is here. The wing mechanization is pre-molded, and the cowling should be assembled out of 3 parts. So we have 2 side panels and 1 frontal section, and there is another type of the parts on the opposite side. We also have the engine parts here in the middle section, and I have to say that it's very detailed for a 1/72 scale kit, so some 1/48 scale kits offer less than what you see here. And just to give you an idea about the features which are pre-molded on the fuselage and on the wings, here you can take a closer look. I would say it's somewhat classic amount of the recessed panel lines and rivets. And also for the engine, as I said, it's really good looking thing. If I flip it over, inside we have the guiding elements. We also have these special pins, which I am still not sure. In the wing they are helping with the rigidity. In the fuselage I'm not sure, so if you know, feel free to write in the comment section. But overall it was the fitment when I was working on this kit, it was really good, so I didn't have any major issues. And I think this kit will not be an exclusion, so it's just a matter of getting everything together and also painting some things in advance, because for example on the next plastic sprue here we have the cockpit parts, and obviously you should paint and weather cockpit before installing it into the fuselage house, so that's why just plan it accordingly, and maybe also think how you can add a bit more realistic appearance to this aircraft, because I think it really deserves it. And as you can see, we also have here the fuel tanks, we have landing gear legs, pilot seat is here, so everything looks fine. And I think the amount of pre-molded details is also quite good for this scale, so if I zoom in you can take a look with your own eyes. And even the landing gear wheels, as you can see, they have the weight effect, which is not something you meet quite often in a 1/72 scale kit. And again, in the fuel tanks we have the guiding elements, guiding pins to be exact, so that's why it is relatively easy to combine them together in case you would like to install them. I was building my model without any fuel tanks, but it's your choice how you will assemble your aircraft. And if we are talking about the clear frame, it was packed without the separate plastic bag, unfortunately. So here we have really good molding quality. We have also the separate middle section, and it hints that you can open the canopy on this model, and I would say it's worth doing it because you can show the nice cockpit inside, and it's nice even without the additional PE parts. So that's why definitely think through this option of the assembly. And then we continue with the bonuses which are hidden in the assembly manual. So first of all, we have the masks. These are pre-cut masks, and camera will be struggling to focus, but we have the masks not only for the canopy here, but we also have them for the landing gear wheels. And this is very useful thing because it will give you a Really nice paint finish in 1/72 scale. Next, we continue with the decals. These are coming from TechMod, so you shouldn't be worried about any quality issues. As you can see, we have all of the necessary stars and roundels, and also here you can see the cockpit decals. So even though we do not get P parts, we have the seat belts replicated as decals, and believe me, it's more than enough for a 1/72 scale. And as long as you apply it in a bit more convincing way, I would say. Then we have the errata, so it's applied on the separate node, and we have here the note that the certain calling parts should be used only for the marking number 3, so pay attention if you would like to replicate this option. And next we continue with assembly manual. So here I will close the lenses and zoom out so that you can see all of the pages. This is a color printed brochure, so that's why we have here the first page with the color logo and also the decals map. We have also the short history note, and we have the paints chart. So for the parts map, I think it will be on the last page. No, it's here, it's quite small, I always forget about it. Nevertheless, we start assembly process with the cockpit. So as you can see, the cockpit straight away you have to work with the decals. So that's why I was saying that it's worth planning in advance how you would like to approach assembly of this kit, so that everything will be painted and weathered accordingly, and you won't have to do it somehow with a thin brush trying to reach really difficult areas. Next we continue with the cockpit installation into the fuselage, and then we will start working on the landing gear. So as for the landing gear, it's also quite nicely replicated. When I was building mine, I also had the P parts, but I have to say that even without P parts it should be okay. And the same can be said about the engine. So the engine is very impressive for this size, so that's why it's worth playing with the weathering. And even though original plastic does not give you an option to open the coating, it's still visible through the coating assembled, so that's why it's worth spending some time trying to paint it and show it through this opening. Next we continue also with the wing parts, then we continue again with the plastic parts. As you can see, we have the special template so that you can glue the landing gear legs together in the right shape, and then we continue with more parts installed here and there. As you can see, wheels are going in place, and then whole subassembly gets installed onto the fuselage. It's quite interesting design, but it works, and on my kit it was also quite nice to work with. Next we continue with a few tanks, also the canopy and propeller, and here you can see first two marking options, so aircraft number 8 and another one 29GF, and as you can see, both are in this navy blue. We have only the stars in a slightly different marking, but then we have this British aircraft which is coming with the roundels and also the camouflage on the top, so it's your decision which you would pick, but even 3 marking options for 1/72 scale, it's quite nice offering, and it should be already available in all good model shops or on official Arma hobby website. I will be happy to hear your opinion, so if you have something to say about such kit, or you assembled the previous release, write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.